But it was really cool. And then we got to go to the Pentagon, and we did a tour of the Pentagon.
They were like, "This is where the aliens are hidden."
Is it. Yeah, they showed us the body. Everybody got a souvenir finger.
How many fingers does this thing have?
Like 20.
Well, left now.
20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
It's a lot. They have hands, both hands and feet. Like they're like monkeys.
Okay.
Like
they're like they have hands in places
you won't even believe.
You wouldn't check.
Yeah. And then they make them into a keychain, which is very nice.
Great.
And then they made him a 2-star general, which it's always a weird thing for me when I say that my friend is a 2-star general, but my friend is a 2-star general.
What is that, like 2 out of 5? Like he's not very good.
2 out of 4.
So he's
it's
fine.
like halfway.
So he's okay.
He's
like
he's
if you saw he was on Netflix.
If he was on Netflix and I was like, well, I got like 45 minutes to kill. I'd watch my friend. But yeah, it was a cool experience. They did the honor. They did this thing that they do the ceremony. And they do like a couple of speeches, and then there's official ways things that they have to do. Like he has to take an oath and da da da. Sure. And then it turns out, and I didn't know this, every general has a flag outside of their office. Like it's their flag. And so it's just stars. It's like, how many stars do you have?
Oh, okay.
So he had like a 1-star flag, and so he gets a 2-star flag. And they're like, and it said in the program, it's like the unfurling of the flag. And they're like, we're going to unfurl the flag now. And what they do, they get the honor guard, which are the guys who like at a funeral, they're the ones who like fold up the flag and everything. Like you always see them marching, and they're very precise. And these 2 guys, they take the flags and they point them horizontally. So they look like, I guess, joust style.
Okay.
And the new flag is rolled up tightly, and the other one is just hanging there. And all of a sudden, and you'd think like they're gonna unfurl it, and it does like a little like it's slow, and they did it, and it was in an instant. It was crazy. I have no idea how these people did this. Like they went, whoop, and the flags just switched places.
Oh.
It was really weird. It was nuts. It was fascinating to watch.
You might be a crazy person.
Did
you black out? Is that what happened?
Well, I was very drunk.
Yeah, I figured.
I mean, it was 10 a.m.
Okay, so it was normal then.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, Papa's got to have his juice for breakfast.
Yeah, no, I get it. You gotta drink your breakfast. That's pretty neat. What do they do with the old one? Does it just stay there, or do they...
That's a good question.
Do they just light it up on fire?
They did. They just burned it. No, they took it. I actually, as they were like... Because they had the ceremony in kind of like a lobby area.
Yeah.
And so after everyone was just kind of mingling around, and the people started to take all the flags because they got to, take them back to the office and stuff. And I made a joke. I was like, so we all get to take one flag home, right? Like, I was like, this is like the centerpiece in a wedding. Like, everybody gets to take one home. Can I just have one? And they laughed at that, and then they shot me. It's great.
You're like, then they flashed something in my face, and I forgot like 20 minutes worth of stuff, but whatever. Who cares?
It was weird. There was a weird moment where they gave us, they give you visitors badges.
Oh, sure.
And so we do the tour, and we get done. And then we go to like the lobby area that this ceremony is happening in. And they were like, so you can stay like within this gray area with your badges, but don't walk anywhere else. Like they were just like, you can't walk. And like the area was, it was a good size. You could hang out there, but it was not like I could see the area. They were like, just don't cross this line. Because they're like, well, you can't just wander around the Pentagon. Even with your visitor's badge.
Was the closest seat over the line?
That would have been amazing.
Just like mocking you.
Yeah. I thought it was like Field of Dreams, where if you cross the line, you just fade into nothing.
Sure.
Or you die, or you just explode.
I mean...
Which is probably closer to the truth.
Yeah.
I just figured like 3 Marines just tackle me to the ground.
Is it like football rules, where you have to touch the other side of the line, or could you stick your hand over the line?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was like a Raiders of the Lost Ark thing, where you like... You put it over and it hits the sunlight and like a dart comes out and it just knocks
How did
out.
I make the football reference?
Yeah, I was curious about that. I was a little confused.
You want to really blow your mind? Actually, if it's a touchdown, it only has to go over the line. It doesn't have to touch the ground.
the part that blows my mind is that you know that.
I know.
I know that,
saying.
but I'm...
Really?
Yeah.
Should we just change this to a sports podcast?
I mean, we might as well, because we're pretty much experts.
Great. So what happened today in sports?
You want to go back to the nerd podcast thing?
I sure do.
Yeah, let's do that. How about you? What have you been up to?
I did a thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. You did a bit of the acty act.
Yes.
How's
Well,
that?
I am quite pretentious. So yeah, I did a small theater thing that I've been working on for a while actually, and we finally got it up on its feet. We've done some readings of it here and there and revised the script a million times.
Right.
We finally got it up on its feet and did it at the. It's about. It's called Beyond the Etchings, and it's about the Vietnam War and PTSD and the effects of the war on soldiers. And we actually performed it at the New York Vietnam Veterans Memorial downtown.
Where is that?
It's sadly much of the publicity said it's in Battery Park.
Right.
But it is
very much not.
It's close. But yeah, it's a good time. I've got another show coming up soon, a Sean Welch one.
Yeah, you told me about that. What's that deal?
I don't know.
I know we haven't done this in like over a month.
3 years? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, because I've been doing the Pentagon thing. You've been doing the acty thing.
Yeah.
You're doing another acty thing.
Yeah. Yeah, this one looks a lot easier. This last one, my schedule was insane.
Yeah, no, so is mine. Because I've been doing, I've been classes.
Yeah.
I've been
a
class or two here and there. Yeah. Oh, and Sarah's pregnant.
Who is that?
Never been made clear to me.
Well, congrats.
Thank you.
That's wonderful news.
Yeah.
I think, right?
I mean, until it comes out, and then we'll figure out if it's mine or not. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, everybody. Welcome to the Media Lunch Break, bringing you all of your comic, geek, and movie news all the time it takes to eat a good sandwich, and then have another one, because some of you out there are eating for two. My name is Chris Treble. Alongside me, as always, is my co-host, Andrew Dunn. Say hello, Andrew.
I'm the one eating for two, right?
Yeah, it's always going to be you, buddy.
Yep.
Always going to be you.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, she is 17 weeks? 17 weeks in a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you being able to make another you.
Oh, man.
So far.
I'm pretty sure it happened in my sleep.
Or hers, more likely.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you'd have to.
Sleep, stupor, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. But yeah. So
wow.
That's going on. That's happening. Oh,
that's great.
It is. No, it's really exciting.
I have to get you It's a Boy cigars or It's a Girl cigar. I don't know which one.
We'll find out in
be.
a couple of weeks. We'll find out in like.
Are you guys going to do a big gender reveal party?
Fuck that. No. We've talked. We were like. So some people from our Macy's job are throwing us a baby shower in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then, but the Tuesday before, it's the ultrasound where we're going to find the gender. And our one friend was like, you can do a gender reveal. And Sarah was like, I'm not doing a fucking gender. We were like, we could. Yeah. Or we could just say, it's a boy or it's a girl. Yeah. We could just go ahead and tell people. We might do something slight.
That's what I like about you guys. You guys are so much fun.
We're toying with some sort of, like some people do elaborate things, like they bake a pink cake or some bullshit like that.
Yep.
We're like not gonna do. We're like we might do some sort of. We're toying with some sort of Luke or Leia thing.
Oh,
something with T-shirts. We're not sure.
She doesn't even like those ones though, right?
She likes anything. Like,
it should be
right,
Anakin.
But there's no female Jar Jar Binks, so she's very much let down.
I'm pretty sure Jar Jar Binks is the female Jar Jar Binks. It should be Anakin or Padme.
She would like that.
I know. I'm gonna tell her.
Every second it would kill myself. Just every single second. If I have to wear a shirt with Hayden Christensen on it.
By the way, I would like to issue a formal apology to every single person out there who's done a gender reveal because Chris is making you feel like a pile of shit.
Yeah, no, you're self-important assholes, okay? Every single one of you.
And you know
as now that I officially have a child on the way and am about to join the club, I'm allowed to say all of this. So screw you guys, all right?
Are you going to become one of those pretentious dads?
Wasn't I already?
I mean, not a dad.
Yeah,
I mean, that you know of.
Not that the state makes me pay for.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Are you just happy that finally it will be acceptable for someone to force someone to listen to your bad jokes?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
good.
originally what I got married for.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad, like, finally I can trick someone in my house to care about
You?
the stupid shit. You son of a bitch. Oh, jeez.
You're like, you have to love me. You're related to me.
Yeah. Accept me! And then he just takes a shit in his pants. and then so do I.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
No, I'm just glad that I can finally make somebody watch the dumb shit that I want to watch as well. And not have to listen to them go, fine, just put on whatever you want. Which I think will only last like 5 years.
Yeah, at about 5. That'll probably be when they learn. Wait, I can say that?
I can like my own things? And then they just demand it.
I think it's amazing that you think you'll be able to watch anything that you want. Because you will be putting on stuff for the child.
It's gonna be...
Your new favorite franchise, your new universe that you're going to be talking about on this podcast is going to be
small
fucking
potatoes.
Paw Patrol.
Oh, Paw Patrol.
It's going to be...
PJ... Matt... No, I know this. Hold on.
Doc McStuffins.
What the hell is Doc McStuffins?
It's a kid's show. You're going to learn all about these.
I thought Doc McStuffins was a
porn star. Oh.
Porn star. Yes. Oh, man.
I thought it was one of the 7 dwarves.
It's, PJ Masks? PJ Hood?
PJ Clark.
PJ Clark's.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
That's who you're
if I could get him hooked into Pee Wee Herman, that's fine.
Eee.
That's not the guy, just like the
Well, that's Paul
show.
Rubin, I guess. Yeah. The character, not the person.
Right, exactly.
Got it.
We were babysitting for a kid last night for a friend of ours, and like they had to really, when kids are watching things, they no longer watch things. That you just put on a YouTube channel and just let it play. That's what I've learned. It's just for 3 hours. You just let your computer just do whatever video comes next. And then, but eventually it got on some sort of weird cycle of old school Sesame Street.
Oh.
And it was kind of great, actually. Like everything was from the 70s or 80s.
Well, one of the tricks is you can just put on stuff either that you watched as a kid, or I remember I dated a girl in college who was obsessed with the Muppets because it was the one thing her dad really liked, and I would put it on.
Yeah, and I might I grew up.
So you could put on Dora the Explorer.
Yeah. Oh, I love
which
Dora
I know.
the Explorer.
It's real good.
It's so like nail biting in suspense. Yeah,
keeps you on the edge
so
of your
good.
seat, of your sentada.
Oh,
Sentado?
Sentado? I tried to do my Dora impression.
That was a great Dora impression.
Wasn't it?
Do you know the reason she's called Dora the Explorer?
It's the only name they could get to slightly rhyme with explorer.
The word for an explorer in Spanish
is Dora?
Is exploradora.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yep. Things, when you're talking about a person who does things, you put Dora on the end of it. So an exploradora is a person who explores. Computadora is a person who uses a computer, I think. Yeah. Or I think it's a device that computes. So the computadora is the name for the computer.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's the name for it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
I know.
So interesting.
You're welcome. I learned that from
Dora
Diego.
the Explorer.
No, Diego, the spinoff.
Oh, of course.
You don't know any of these?
I know Diego the spinoff.
Good.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then there's wait.
No, I was talking about Jesus, the other spinoff from Dora. It's actually, I think it's Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus, the monk.
It's got a rhyme, right?
Oh, I guess. So. Well,
Diego?
What's Diego? It's just Diego, isn't it?
Jesus for these us.
That actually does work.
Yep.
Actually, that
Are we going to start the show?
We're 25 minutes in and we haven't even talked about it.
I've got my news ready.
I've got my news ready.
You don't have any news.
I got tons of news.
Really?
We've been out so long. I've got old news and new news.
Oh, I just went to a website and picked the last 5 things.
Wonderful. Did you even read it beforehand?
I'm gonna. I'm gonna read it for the first time when I read it out loud.
All right, great. So, well, I've got some quality news. I've got a little bit. What do I got? I got some DC. I got some Marvel. I got some other stuff.
I didn't miss this shit.
I got a little bit of everything. So, as always, the choice is yours.
The Rocketeer.
No, you don't even know what I was going to say.
Okay.
The choice is yours.
Yep.
What would you like to start with, Marvel or DC?
Didn't you say you had a lot of stuff? Why has it got to be one of those two?
Because those are the two biggest ones. That's what people tune in to hear.
I was going to make a sex joke, but I couldn't think of one.
Okay, fair enough.
Just
say a word, man. It's like trying to figure out a madman. Don't even try, all right? Just don't even try.
Like the show Mad Men?
No, not Mad Men.
Is that a thing?
No, that's not one of the things.
Is that a phrase, though? Don't try to figure out or were you just making that a thing?
It's the whim
DC
of
Comics.
a madman. Too bad! I want to talk about Hellboy!
Ah!
Yeah! So we got a robot. You want to try that again? I got a robot. I got a robot of Hellboy. It's at my apartment.
That would be so baller.
It would be, except something's gone wrong and it's only trained to kill. I don't know what to do anymore. That's why I'm over here. I can't go back. And the saddest part is, I left all the cupcakes.
And your unborn child.
Yeah.
That's the second saddest part.
That's the second. I'm really sad about the cupcakes, though. I made peanut butter frosting, man. We got a reboot of Hellboy coming up.
Yeah.
Mike Mignola, the creator of the character, actually signed off on it. Says he's excited about it. They got a director, Neil Marshall. We also got, which I'm surprised they got it this soon, but we have the star, who's going to play Hellboy, David Harbour.
Yeah.
From Stranger Things.
Yeah, real good choice.
Really good choice, which is really great because he was one of the contenders a little while back for Cable.
Right.
And we talked about how good he would be for that.
Yeah, and it's basically the same type of character.
It is. It's kind of that gritty, that ballsy type of thing.
Good.
So I like it. And actually, I like this as a better fit for David Harbour than Cable.
Yes, agreed.
Because he doesn't have to play the straight man. He gets some of the jokes.
Sure, that's true. I like it because he's it's a lot harder to play. He's an even more stoic character than Cable, I think. And that's part of where his humor comes in. That's why he's so funny. But it's a dangerous trap for those kinds of characters because you can get real boring
real fast
playing stoic.
Yeah.
And
he's
the right guy
and it's
for it.
It's the type of material that can fall into that trap really easily. Whenever you're dealing with magic or mystic or anything dark forces type of thing, like it's so easy to fall into that stoic trap. And the thing that's great about the character and that David Harbour I think can tap into is that he can bring a little bit of levity or wise-assness or kind of take the air out of it, which is going to be really good. They say it's going to be an R-rated.
Yeah, so it's not going to be Heck Boy.
It's not going to be Heck Boy, which is nice.
That's good. I didn't want them to change the title.
So. No, I like the...
Are they going to change it to Fuck Boy?
I hope so. That's a whole different movie. Which I've seen.
That might be the
good,
porn
but
parody.
The sequel is better.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be a hard R. I mean, I shouldn't say hard R. I don't know if it's going to be a hard R, but it's going to be R-rated.
Yeah.
Which is
It just means there's going to be a boob.
There's going to be one nipple
boob. Yep.
And a couple of fucks. Bunch of fucks. We're going to see a big red guy with sawed off horns say fuck a bunch of times.
I thought you were going to say we're going to see a big red wiener.
that
might
be
happen.
Awesome. That'd be amazing if the movie was like Disney squeaky clean except for one Hellboy dick right in the middle of the movie. Wouldn't that be incredible?
What's the name of his gun? Doesn't he have like a
Oh, his gun does have a name, and I don't remember what it is.
You could just call his wiener that instead.
It'd be amazing.
Did you see that Ron Perlman
down to his knees or something?
Jesus Christ!
What's the game?
Quite descriptive.
It's the Conan game. It's like going to be like the Conan game where it's just like.
First of all, Conan is a television host. Conan.
Right.
Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
I mean, also maybe Conan.
Who knows? He's a tall man.
He's a very
and he
tall
hides
man.
behind a desk.
But
for
he's
a
Irish.
reason.
Anyway.
That's true. But I digress.
Yes. Did you see that Ron Perlman said he wrote off as well on David Harbour getting cast?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he had
What'd he
this to say at Motor City Comic Con.
Yeah.
He said, David Harbour is a good dude. I wish him nothing but the best when it comes to the retooling of HB.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a reboot and not a sequel.
Right.
Did you see Hellboy 2?
Yeah.
Did you see Hellboy 1?
Yep.
What'd you think?
Hellboy 1 was pretty good. I thought Hellboy 2 was actually better.
So are you sad that this is a reboot? Would you have rather a sequel?
Yeah, I mean, I would have rathered a sequel 10 years ago,
Right.
or whenever.
Right.
In fact, actually, Ron Perlman went on at Motor City Comic Con to talk about what the third movie was going to be and how conclusive it was going to be, and it was going to be more of a Greek theater version of the movie.
Yeah.
Going to the natural catharsis of the end of this trilogy.
Right.
So it's too bad we won't get that, but, it's unfortunate if the first Hellboy had come out 8 years later,
right.
we probably would have gotten that trilogy.
It would have been streamlined right into it.
But it was fortunate and unfortunate that it was one of the movies that led us to where we are now. So you take the good with the bad.
Yeah, that's true. And that was a time when you had kind of the perfect marriage of director and material and star and material. And that's great. I think that now...
And all the stars, too. I mean,
all the stars,
Doug Jones and David Hyde Pierce. Real good.
And John Hurt.
Yes.
Was
and
fantastic
the squirrely guy from Arrested Development.
Jeffrey Tambor.
Jeffrey Tambor, so good.
Was great.
Yeah.
But I think that the time... because I can't remember when Hellboy 2 came out, but it was a good bit.
It was a while, yeah.
So
it was long enough that they got Guillermo del Toro to take over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, I think that to try and finish up a trilogy after the first two came out relatively close to each other.
Yeah.
And then to try and just have one more movie and then finish it up.
Right.
Would feel kind of weird.
It wouldn't work. And to be completely honest, Ron Perlman was not young when he started that
Right.
role.
And now he's 10 years older.
Yeah.
At least.
At least.
And so I don't know how much he would be able to do. And if they, especially to end a trilogy like Hellboy, you'd have to go to a grander scale.
Yeah.
So to have somebody like David Harbour, who's still relatively young, they can really build something really cool and possibly ongoing. I'd love to see this be the version that maybe kind of starts, an ongoing series that we get a couple, almost like a Batman thing where it's a couple movies with David Harbour and then we do a couple movies with somebody else, but keep that character going because I think it's a great world and there's so much to play with in that sandbox.
It's a very unique concept. We're kind of drowning in I'm the hero, just a regular stand-up guy, Captain America, even Tony Stark to an extent, Thor, we're getting Star-Lord, we've got a lot of those guys, Ant-Man, they're all just they want to do the right thing, whereas Hellboy's kind of just doing a job. Yeah,
he just does his thing. He just wants.
He's more like the Punisher, actually.
Yeah, he is, and there's always the great kind of feeling of I gotta do this, but I really would rather not get off my ass and do this.
And then you've got the supernatural element as well.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Spices
and that's
up.
The other thing I was going to say is that's the one element that Marvel, who in every other way is crushing it, doesn't really have. I mean, the closest we've come is Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of spell and magic in the astral plane. But this is straight up demons, ghosts, supernatural.
Well, and Marvel in general, and we've talked about this ad nauseum on the show, but they have a hard time taking chances.
Yeah, they kind of... Yeah. Because they're trying to fit something into a larger cinematic picture. Whereas if you just have a Hellboy, that's what I mean. I'd love to have this be kind of... If Marvel did a magic movie, this is what it would be. But since it's apart from... Since it's not even in that same universe, then we can kind of really play with it and go to extremes and not have to worry about fitting it into a larger picture.
Right.
Which would be great.
Yeah.
So overall, excited to see it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'm excited to see him in the costume.
I don't think it can go wrong.
No.
Well...
I mean, you never know.
Yep, it will. Definitely. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you heard about Hollywood's parents are having. We talked about a gender reveal earlier.
Yes.
And Hollywood's parents are having a gender reveal. It turns out Hollywood is going to be a boy.
Uh-huh.
And you know how they found that out?
How did they find that out?
Because Hollywood finally grew a fucking pair.
What?
I know. They are casting Spider-Man star Tom Holland as Nathan Drake in an Uncharted movie.
I just read that today. Yes.
Yeah, right?
That's okay. I'll admit I've never played any of the Uncharted games.
They're good.
They look great every time I see them. I don't own a PlayStation. I own an Xbox, and every time
what a tool!
I know. And every time an Uncharted game comes out, I go, oh, "Fuck! Why don't I have a PlayStation?" Because they look great.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. It's unfortunate because the Tomb Raider games were really good for a long time, and they still are.
Right.
They're hit or miss usually.
Right.
But every Uncharted game that comes out is what a Tomb Raider game should be.
Should be, yeah.
It's too bad that we took too long and Nathan Fillion's a little too old for it.
Because that would have been great.
Yeah, but it's great that we've got a great young actor who's taken the reins.
They're doing it as a prequel?
Yes, they are. So there's it was inspired by a segment in the third video game where you see Nathan Drake as a young man meeting his arch nemesis for the first time.
Oh,
and that's what inspired this movie. Now it's going to be directed by Sean Levy, who you may know because he directed Stranger Things.
Yes, he did.
Speaking of David Harbour.
Yeah.
So this is another one that it holds well.
I'm going to say this: David Harbour would also make a good Nathan Drake.
Yeah, he's again a little old if they want a universe, if they want a franchise.
Yeah, if they want to keep going with it, that's true. I will give you that. But I think he's... David Harbour is kind of turning into the new Nathan Fillion, I think.
Yeah, a little.
That...
it's funny because I was thinking Harrison Ford, actually.
Well, but that's what I was going to say, is that he's kind of the guy where everyone's going, oh, you should put this guy in it.
Yeah.
Where Nathan Fillion, for a while, they wanted him to be Hal Jordan, I mean, they weren't talking about replacing Harrison Ford at that point, but like back in those days, he probably would have been a front runner to replace him as Indiana Jones if they wanted to do that. And now David Harbour seems to be that guy. Yeah. Not that Nathan Fillion isn't still amazing.
Right. Well, it's interesting because they are two completely different actors. I mean, Nathan Fillion is much more of a cheesy, goofy kind of actor. It's very rare that we see him
But he's also kind of self-aware of his
exactly,
ability to
yes,
do
and
that.
that's what makes it work. But it's rare that we see him play a very stone-faced hard ass, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas David Harbour seems to have that locked down.
Yeah. But which is funny because everything before Stranger Things, if you've ever seen David Harbour in it, he plays kind of the opposite of that.
Well, I hope he's ready to be typecast.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great because he plays. I mean, he'll always play he usually would play like business guys.
Yeah,
for the most part. But yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I've never played any of the games. I'm a big fan from afar. Mm-hmm. I think mainly because I'm a big fan of Indiana Jones, and they strike me as kind of a modern day. Video game adaptation of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, very much.
And so I love films like that. Mm-hmm. At first I was like, oh, a prequel, I don't know about that, but I'm far enough away that I'm like, I'm open to it.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
Especially the director, the actor, I trust it.
I do. And the actor and the director, I think it'll be great. Hopefully what this does is it can grow naturally. They can grow him naturally into a Nathan Drake.
I think as he ages, he's going to
just get into it.
Yeah. He's only going to get bigger, I think, too.
Yeah, I think he's got a couple of small indie movies coming out that I think are going to really grow.
I meant physically. I legitimately meant physically.
Yeah, he's going to get bigger.
Because he's like 15 or whatever.
Yeah, I know. And by the time this comes out, he's probably going to be like 18, 19.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So,
yeah.
I almost made a coming of age joke, but I'm not gonna.
It's gonna be legal, ladies.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Actually, that was exactly what I was gonna say. So we could get some sweet Holland dick.
No. No. What else do you have? Let's please move past this.
I'm not gonna even bury the lead on this one. Tom Hardy is playing Venom.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
That was quite a U-turn they just made.
That was quite a U-turn. That came out of nowhere.
Well, and specifically what I mean by U-turn is they were a joke Like, oh, you're going to give Spider-Man to Marvel and make a Venom universe.
Right.
Great idea.
Yeah.
This is going to tank.
Yeah.
You already tried to make Venom and you fucked it up, and the same people are going to do it again. Good luck.
And then they put all their chips in.
And then that news came out.
Yeah. And now, how do you feel about it?
It looks real... It sounds good.
It sounds good.
It sounds real good.
Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock?
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
I mean, it's a fucking better choice than Eric Foreman.
I know. That came out of nowhere, because there was not even talk of... There wasn't rumors or skitterings of...
with Marvel...
People might be getting cast or something like this.
It's Sony, right? So with Fox and with Marvel, yeah, we've gotten a million. Like Deadpool, we went through 12 people before Cable was cast, and the same
out
with
of nowhere they were just like biggest movies.
Was it what's her name? Domino.
Yes.
Same with Domino.
Yeah.
You know, we had
rumors for days.
Yeah.
The Han Solo movie, rumors for days.
Yep.
This was like I just went on the internet and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, Tom Hardy is playing Venom."
I saw it on fucking Facebook first.
And it wasn't even like Tom Hardy is in talks to play Venom.
Right.
He's like, there was like a picture of him on his Twitter account with a Venom shirt with a statement from Sony going, "No, he's playing Venom."
Oh, by the way.
So they put all their chips in that. I gotta say, kudos to that.
This will Topher Grace could have been a good choice. What ruined that movie was the writing. Everything about that movie is terrible.
Yeah, it's an awful movie.
Well, and it
tries to be bigger than it needs to be.
Yeah, it also tackles weird themes that don't work with a Spider-Man movie. It's got all sorts of problems with the writing, but we saw during the lead up to that movie, to the filming, Topher Grace was getting jacked. He was getting huge. Yeah. And then they put him in a damn sweater for the whole movie, so he just looked like a little tiny guy.
I have not seen the movie since I saw it in theaters, and I think there's a good reason.
I've seen it once since then, and just to be like, is this as bad as it? Yep, it sure is.
I will say this though, the Venom in that movie actually looks pretty good. It looks good.
Sure, whatever. You know, like great.
I'm not saying that's a redeeming quality, but I'm just saying like that at least helps because. You go, well, they made it look good once before in a bad movie. Yeah. So it's almost hard to believe that they will fuck up what he looks like. Right. And if nothing else, like, that's the big draw for Venom. It's like, I just want to look at him on screen.
It's got to be good, you know, for me.
Yeah.
That's sort of what I was getting to, is that, like, look, Topher Grace didn't do a terrible job.
Right. But they don't give him,
So if they got Tom Hardy, who's good,
right?
They got to get a good writer too,
who
knows what to. Because Venom, it's very easy to just make him angry, and full of rage. I'm really hoping they get into. I actually can't remember the name of the group, but there's a group that has Venom as a good guy, as like a combat agent with like assault rifles.
Oh,
and
in
stuff.
The comics,
yeah. And Deadpool and the Punisher and a bunch of other people get together and they're heroes. Oh, actually, Venom is also in the Guardians of the Galaxy for a little while.
Yes, but that's Flash Thompson.
Right. Well, yeah, right. Yeah. I'm not even sure which Venom it is who's in the.
There's now been like
Deadpool
20 Venoms or something.
Yeah.
There's so many Venoms.
But I believe he's currently a good guy in the comics.
He is.
Yeah.
Well, even when he started with his own comic, they turned him into a good guy.
What do you think is he going to be a... so this is one of the worries that I have. Okay, you're doing a Venom movie.
Okay.
Do you start him as a bad guy?
You know, you almost have to, because otherwise you get into this weird scenario. Because you kind of have to do an origin story.
Yeah. But how do you make him the lead and the villain?
Right, but that's what I'm saying is like this is where it's a touchy thing. Now, Sony I will say this also. Sony still owns the rights to Spider-Man. Yeah. They still own them.
Yeah, mostly.
So they could, because there was a talk for a while where they're like, yeah, we're going to do a Venom movie and we're going to do a Sinister Six, and we're not done doing Spider-Man, we're just lending him out to Marvel. Yeah. And even recently they said, like, yeah, he's going to be in Homecoming, he's going to be in Avengers, he might get one more movie after that, and then we're taking him back fully.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I mean, we'll see about that, but that's what they said.
Yeah, after they get that check.
Right. However, if Venom does well, that's going to help solidify that. Because they're going to go, we have something to build off of now.
Do you think they're going to introduce Venom in a Spider-Man movie first?
No, I think but what I'm saying is, because they still own the rights to Spider-Man, you can build him as a villain. I'm not saying that you have a Venom versus Spider-Man full movie, but you can still build him as a villain, have Spider-Man involved somehow as a touching point of going, instead of doing a full-on, it's just Venom, there's no other people like him in the city of New York, and this symbiote takes him over, and then it's just him.
Yeah.
The way that they used to do those old school superhero movies, where it's like, no, there's just one superhero in the entire world.
Right.
You have something you can play him off of as a villain, and then have him turn. Even if you don't, even if you don't really show Spider-Man, it's just something that it's acknowledged that he's not alone in this world.
You know, it would be really smart if they could get their shit together on time.
Yeah.
Have this movie take place at the same time as Infinity War.
Yeah.
And have Spider-Man just be busy. So Venom is trying to do what he does.
Right.
At the same time, every other villain is like, yo, Spider-Man's gone.
Yeah.
And it's up to Venom.
That's
Venom's
actually
like,
brilliant.
man, these motherfuckers are in my way. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta take care of these assholes.
But that's what I mean. Even if it's not incorporated into the MCU, because they've said they're not gonna. He's like in the Sonyverse.
Yeah.
That's still like a good idea, where it's something like that, where they're like, yeah, Spider-Man protects the city, but he's not here right now. Or, you open with the end of a battle between the two of them. Like, you just end with a shot, or you begin with a shot of, like, Venom being punched into a wall.
Or being taken to jail.
And he's covered in webbing or something like that. We know Spider-Man is in this thing.
Yeah.
We know Venom is a villain. We can backtrack your origin story. You can fill in exposition as you go.
Yeah.
And then you can turn him for however you want to do. Use whatever device you want to do. But that's that's what I think they should do. If you still have one of the most marketable characters in the world, like Spider-Man, use him in any small capacity that you can.
So, at the absolute chagrin of Ohio State fans everywhere, Hugh Jackman didn't realize Wolverines were actual animals.
I read this. Yes. I can't believe that that's true.
I mean, he's from Australia. I don't know.
Yeah, but that doesn't... I mean... Yes.
There are probably tons of wallabies that you don't even know exist.
Yeah, but I know a wallaby exists.
Do you know what a wallaby is?
No, but I know it's an animal and I know it exists. He didn't say, like, I'd heard of a Wolverine, but I didn't know what it looked like.
Or like marsupials, I guess is a better word. There's probably tons of different types of marsupials.
Right, but I know that that's a thing.
Right, but a marsupial is a type of... It's like a mammal. Like you just say a mammal.
Fair.
It's different types of animals.
Right, but but he didn't know that was... He thought it was a fictitious name.
Yeah, well,
he thought it was a fictitious animal.
No, he just thought it was the character's name. He just didn't know it was an animal at all.
Right, okay. Yeah, still, what I'm saying
is... Here's what Hugh Jackman had to say about it.
Okay.
I didn't even know there was a Wolverine. I literally, embarrassingly, did about 2 weeks of research on wolves. I was rehearsing for 3 weeks, and I was shooting, so I was kind of on my own. I remember going past an IMAX in Toronto, and there was an IMAX documentary about wolves, and so I thought, oh, I'll go see that. Oh, and he talks about Brian Singer coming up to him when he had developed like a walk based on the wolves from his research. And Brian Singer came up to him and was like, the fuck are you doing? And he's like, well, I was doing research on wolves and they walk like that. And he goes, you're not a wolf, right? And he says, well, I said, well, there's no such thing as a Wolverine. And Singer said, go to the zoo, dude. I literally didn't know it existed.
First of all, good on him for having
owning
the ability to go, I'm a fucking idiot in this. Like, I was a complete jackass and didn't know an entire...
Dude, at least he did his research, sort of.
I guess, but I feel like if you were doing research, it's not... In this day and age, even back then, the internet was still a thing.
Yeah.
Like, first... I want to say Google search, but back then, first
Google.
LexisNexis search that you do.
It was Google. Google was still the main one back then.
Like, you type in Wolverine.
It was like 2002.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you type in Wolverine, that's all you're going to type in is that one word.
Yeah.
And, like, sure, maybe in this day and age, and especially even back then, because the internet was run by nerds, the first thing that comes up is the comic book character.
Probably not.
But very shortly after is the animal.
Yeah, but I would be surprised if back then, I mean, it wasn't it wasn't what it is now. Nerds did not rule the world.
Right, but what I'm saying, but if that point is true, then it's even worse. Because that's what I mean. Literally the first click.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how you went that long. You're right. He's from Australia. That's an animal that is mainly in, the northern continents.
Yes. Look, I do give him the benefit of the doubt, because I have been in that position as an actor where I have researched the wrong thing for 2 months.
Right, and I get that. But when your name is literally an animal, I'm not sure how you researched the wrong thing for 2 months. Especially, I guess, especially when he was researching wolves.
Yeah.
And they're close. Like, he was, like, just off.
Yeah.
If he had, like, read the character and he decided, like, I think it's a lot like a koala bear.
It's funny, though, because...
You know what I mean? Like, he just decided on an animal, and he's like, I'm now going to research koala bears for whatever.
But he clearly was like, oh, he's wolf-like.
He's
because
wolf-like.
his name
and I'm
has
like, you
wolf
were,
in it.
like, this close. How did you miss this?
Well, it's funny, too, because wolves and wolverines, they're very different. I don't know if you know what a wolverine is.
Well, they're very different, but they're wolves exist in the same.
Do you know what a wolverine is? Have you ever seen one?
Clearly not.
Okay,
but I know that they exist. Like wolves and Wolverine would exist
let me
in
educate
the same
let me educate
ecosystem.
Yeah, if they do, that Wolverine's gonna die in a second.
Listen, first of all, let's all just be impressed. I just used the term ecosystem, and I used it, I'm pretty sure, correctly.
I think so.
Yeah.
So listen. Wolverines are about a foot tall.
Yeah, they are.
They're closer to a badger than a wolf.
Yeah, they are.
They really more have it's great. That's why the character is named Wolverine, because they seem like they have a big chip on their shoulder.
Right.
But they're very small.
Right.
Much like Wolverine.
Right. But even so, they still, yeah, all right, fair enough. Yeah, I guess they're not
But
close.
so if he's being like, he's like, I'm gonna be a wolf and be super badass. That's not the right animal word.
No,
to
but
use.
you'd think you would have come across.
No, agreed. Yes,
Wolverine at some
I know,
point,
but my point was just that, like, I can see Bryan Singer being like, "What are you doing,
what are you, fucking idiot?
Yeah, why are you doing this cool badass thing? He's got a chip on his shoulder.
Like,
he's a short guy.
He's like
he's like 5'2".
The word Wolverine.
All right, what have you got?
What have I got? That's a great question. I've got more things than we're gonna have time for, so I'm just gonna. Oh, here, you know what? I can do 2 in 1 right now. Here we go.
All right.
We're gonna have 2 new additions to the Berlantiverse on television.
Oh, nice.
The first one, which is a little later down the line, Greg Berlanti has said his next project, Titans, as in the Teen Titans.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, because Teen Titans Go kind of blows.
Well, I don't think it's really intended for you. It's more for, like, a kid audience.
Listen, if it says DC Comics on it, it's intended for me.
Fair enough. I think it's more intended for me.
Listen, if it says DC Comics on it, it's intended for one of us.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird kind of show. Yeah. I get the appeal for some people of it, but it's not
children.
Yeah, basically.
So this will be good, though.
But that'll be really interesting.
And this is going to be with the CW shows?
This is, I think...
I don't know that it's going to be on the CW, but it's going to be in that same...
It's going to be on CW. It's going to be... Wait, hold on. Is it going to be... At one point, it was being developed by TNT, so it might still be on TNT. I'm not sure if it's moved eventually to CW or some other service.
Yeah.
But he has... I mean... Supergirl started on CBS and now is on CW. So I think they all just end up there.
Look, I tell you, the thing that angers me the most about this is just that we're getting another... Like, I wish they would merge the two together already. We're going to have a new Robin, like... And it's not going to be the Robin who's in the movie universe.
Oh, yeah. That's true. And really, the Berlanti-verse is way better.
Yeah, and the
It's
more
all better.
and the more we add to the Berlanti-verse, the less likely it becomes that the two universes are going to merge ever.
Yeah. But I do like the idea that maybe eventually the Berlanti-verse will overtake the DCEU.
Yeah, maybe. It'll certainly outlast it.
Yeah. So there hasn't been... This is still in the very, very early stages. I don't think there's... let's see. Do they have a list?
They have a list of characters? Is it just the same general?
No, I would assume Cyborg is going to be there.
Starfire, certainly, and Robin.
Starfire.
Right?
Robin, they haven't said, but possibly.
I mean, he's got to be. Raven.
Raven
Beast
is probably going to be there.
Yeah.
Beast Boy is probably going to be in there.
Those are the classics.
I'm going to say Cyborg, Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven. Those four at least, because those are, the classics from at least the Wolfman Perez era, like the mid-'80s era, when they relaunched it.
Yeah. If it starts with those four, there's a 100% chance that Robin will be introduced.
Probably.
Yeah.
They could even do a Superboy because he's in the more modern version.
Okay. I think that would be too much though.
I think it would be, but there's a chance. So I certainly hope Robin's going to be in it. Yeah. I would assume
he's a good character
going to be in
this.
it, and he's because they need a captain.
Yes.
Which could be Cyborg, but I think it will probably be Robin.
Yeah.
The other one, which is definitely official because it just came out with a trailer like 2 days ago, Black Lightning.
Oh.
Do you know about this character?
Yeah, I do.
So
I didn't know a trailer came out.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were working on it.
Yeah, that's him right there. Wow. There's a couple things I like about this series. Now, this is going to be on CW.
Yeah.
There's a couple things I like about this series. One, I love that they chose this character. This character has a very interesting history.
Yeah.
He is the first black character to have ever gotten his own comic book line.
Nice. He's also one in a very long line of black characters who have the word black in their superhero name.
Yes. He's also another one in a long line who is still around.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that. I also like that despite this being a CW show, they casted older. They didn't young up the character.
Yeah.
They actually...
Because they've been doing that.
Yeah, because they've been doing that. And that's fine, and I get it. It's the CW.
But they're
they're
changing.
But
they're trying new things.
It up. So
it's good.
The premise of this is actually kind of the more modern take on Black Lightning, which is that he was a hero for a while.
Oh.
And then he retired and became a school teacher and then a school principal.
Nice.
So he had always been working to kind of improve his neighborhood.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Luke Cage, but with superpower. Well, Luke Cage has superpower. But you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And he had 2 daughters, and they end up having superpowers.
Oh.
And despite what he wants, they end up becoming superheroes, which drives him to become a hero again because he has to make sure that they're not going to go ahead and get themselves killed.
Right. What kind of powers does Black Lightning have?
It is literally just the power of electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's anywhere from like shooting lightning bolts from his body to...
Can he control lightning?
Yeah, he can.
Sort of
I don't think it's like a storm thing.
Right.
Like he can't control the weather.
But he can probably guide a lightning bolt.
Yeah, he can guide yeah, let's say yes.
Great. No way of knowing.
He can do... he has the one ability that I constantly wish I actually had this superpower, which is there's a great...
Changing your face.
There's a great panel in... Fuck you motherfucker. There's a great panel in Identity Crisis where they're talking in a restaurant and some guy's on his phone and he just like zaps the phone and the phone turns off.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is the one panel I think of every day of my life where I'm on the subway and I'm like, I just wish I had that phone. just to turn something off and have the guy like not know why it turned off.
It's pretty good. I thought you were going to say stop someone's pacemaker.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, I'm liking both of these.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Hurry up and get to a Booster Gold Blue Beetle series.
Sure.
But other than that, until then, I'll take these.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you want more than anything in the world? Don't answer that. I already know. Resident Evil franchise reboot.
Oh my gosh, it's like Christmas came early.
Yep.
Oh,
There's
it's
no
like
telling.
Christmas came early and my birthday all wrapped in one.
And then your dad took it away from you
My
because
dad
he's
took
always
it
been
away.
abusive and drunk.
Yeah. Oh, son of a bitch.
So there's no telling yet whether Paul W.S. Anderson, who was sort of in charge of the whole series, the previous movies that we've already gotten, or if Mia Jovovich are going to be involved, or if they're going to be...
If they are, is it a reboot?
Well,
at this point?
well, no, but say like... like the Ghostbusters reboot had all the original actors.
Oh, like if they're gonna make weird cameos or
right,
some shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no telling yet. It's very, very early on, but Variety has confirmed that it's going to be a reboot, and it's going to go with Constantine Film, who owns the rights to the franchise.
Have you ever seen any of the Resident Evil?
Yes.
Which ones?
The first one.
Is that it?
Yep.
How's that?
Fine.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah,
I've heard
fine.
it's fine. And it's just a franchise based on like craziness. That's all I know.
Yes,
it's
it's the beginning of all of the like Fast and the Furious franchises,
right.
And everything, the Expendables, everything we've gotten that is a franchise, a universe with multiple movies that is about going
just
to the
going
extreme.
Bigger than the last one was,
right.
And built, and just building on that.
It's another
plot
one of
does
those.
not matter whatsoever.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the premise, as I know, Resident Evil, the video game or the movies or anything, on paper sounds like something that could be really good.
Sure.
It's it's simple. Corporation made a virus and then they caused zombies. Cool.
Yep.
Sounds great. Do I want to see a reboot of a 8-movie franchise to get another 8 different movies where they just build into some weird post-apocalyptic thing? No. Like, am I excited by this?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Basically.
The only thing that excites me about it is the fact that if they reboot it, that means they've officially ended the old series, which is, from all of the trailers I have seen, absolute garbage.
The first one is fine. It's fine.
It starts at fine.
Yeah, and then, I've heard it. They only get worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have anything else?
I mean, I have a bunch, but we can.
I've got one more.
Wrap it. Let me see if there's anything like. Oh, here, this will be a quick one. Did you see that? It turns out that it was kind of confirmed that the theory about Stan Lee and all of his cameos in the Marvel movies are actually true. The fan theory is kind of true.
Did I see it?
Did you see the report on it?
I saw
the story on
how it was known because it's in a movie.
It's in a movie I haven't seen yet, isn't it?
Maybe.
Shut motherfucker. All right, skip me. Just go to you.
All right. Russell Crowe has finally explained why he passed on playing Wolverine.
Really?
So
right,
he was co-hosting an Australian radio show called Fitzy and Whippa. I'm not making that up.
Sure.
He said about Brian Singer, Brian was a friend of mine at the time, and he was really putting the pressure on. Now, Crowe said that his Gladiator character's association with wolves turned him off from the idea. If you remember,
which is funny because that's what turned Hugh Jackman on to the idea.
I know, because what is it about Australians who don't know what Wolverines are?
Fair.
Okay.
Or their obsession with wolves.
That too. Well, he says, if you remember, Maximus has a wolf at the center of his cuirass, and he has a wolf as his companion, which I thought was going to be a bigger deal at the time. He explained, so I said no, because I didn't want to be wolfy. Like, Mr. Wolf.
First of all, what is it with Australians and not being able to do proper research?
Yep.
Secondly,
do they just assume everything is a wolf?
Did Russell Crowe think that that's a way to be typecast?
Evidently, that's what it sounded like he was saying. Now, we do have a report about a reminder more of anything of Hugh Jackman reminding everyone telling everyone how grateful he is that Russell Crowe turned down the role.
Yeah.
He said it back in 2012. He told Entertainment Weekly, I owe him because 2 of the biggest roles I've ever had in my life he turned down and suggested me for them. On X-Men, he was Bryan Singer's first choice for Wolverine, and he mentioned me also for Australia. He really is incredibly smart and generous.
He gave Russell Crowe credit for him being in Australia?
The movie.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
No, I know that. But I'm just saying...
Yeah, evidently Brian's...
is credit the word you want to use there, Hugh, when you're talking about the being in the movie Australia?
You don't think he got paid a good amount of money for that?
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Evidently Baz Luhrmann wanted Russell Crowe first, but Russell Crowe was like...
Fuck you.
Yeah. Look, anyone could do this. Hugh Jackman could do this. And he was like,
Baz Luhrmann was like, Hugh Jackman could do that.
Yes.
And slowly walked out, and Russell Crowe was like, wait, no, I didn't mean that. Seriously. No, I'll do it. Oh, fuck.
He's like, nope, I'm already getting huge jacked, man. And that's all I got.
Aww.
I have another thing, but it's about Guardians of the Galaxy, so we can save it for the next bit.
I got a bunch of other stuff, but you know what?
Did you see the trailer for Discovery? I thought for sure you'd have that.
Oh, yeah, no, I did. And I thought about it, and then I was like, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't choose it. I looked at my list of things, and I was like, I got a shit ton of things.
I thought you were going to say, I looked at my list of things, and I was like, I got a shit.
Yeah, I did that too.
Great.
Yeah. All right, well, that's a show.
Yep.
That's it. We did it.
Right.
I can't believe we remembered how to do this.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. I remember saying that to so many girlfriends. Sorry.
I've said that to many a woman just at a bar. It's been a while.
How does the phrase "many a woman" exist? Is it many women or is it a woman?
No, because I was talking to a woman at the time, but I've done that many, many times over. I didn't address
women.
I didn't address a crowd of women. I wasn't like, ladies, gather around. I need to tell you something.
Maybe that was your problem.
I sidled up to one victim.
So they were in a row, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and they just peeled off. It was kind of like, if I do it in a good rhythm, it's almost like a chorus line where they're leaning up against the bar, and I say something, and they peel off, and there's one behind it, and I just move up the line, and they just peel off.
Okay, but when that happened, did you ever get past hello before one of them left?
I didn't get past hell.
Well, that might be your problem.
And then they just leave.
They thought you were going to start talking about Hellboy.
Yeah.
See how we brought it back around?
Yeah. I was like, did you hear about David Hart? And then they throw a drink in my face. If I'm lucky, the drink got into my mouth, and I was like, oh, somebody's drinking for free tonight.
I think
that's right,
enough.
everyone. I'm going to be a father. You're welcome, America.
All right, so I think that's enough of that.
Yeah, that's enough of this bullshit. I gotta remember. Oh, wait. Oh, hey, Andrew. Hey,
Did
Andrew.
you actually forget that
Andrew.
time? Did you actually forget?
I really did. Where can they find us?
Well, they can find us on twitter.com, where our... What is that called? Name, our hash... What is that? It's not a hashtag.
Our handle?
We are super old.
Yeah, we are.
They can find... I'm going to start this over. They can find us on twitter.com, where our handle there is at Media Lunch Break. You can also find us on facebook.com by searching for us, or on youtube.com by searching for us. And if we get 100 subscribers, we're going to start giving out free stuff. And if you
If
you live in the continental United States, we'll be able to ship it out with no service charge to you, so do that.
Sorry, Canada.
We actually do have a listener in Canada, and I've been debating. Look, if you win something...
We'll send it to Canada. We're desperate.
I'll remember you. So, but only you. Only that one. I don't remember your name, but she's commented a couple times, and
Canadian.
She seems like a cool person.
Her name is
Canada. So that's 3, and we're also, you can listen to us on iTunes and Google Play Music, where you can give us a thumbs up or a... How does iTunes work? 5 stars?
5 stars.
Give us 5 stars, but only 5 stars.
Yeah, if you want to give anything less, why bother? Why? Why do you have to? Just click on 5 stars. It's the same amount of clicks as 1 star. Helps us, does nothing for you.
So you can also find us on patreon.com/themedialunchbreak. You can find us on soundcloud.com/themedialunchbreak. You can listen to us there. Or you can check out our website at www.themedialunchbreak.com, or send us an email at themedialunchbreak@gmail.com.
That's all of them.
That's the them.
That's the them. You know what the most amazing part of this episode is?
That I remembered all of those?
No, it's that I've been wearing headphones this whole time, and they're not even plugged in. And I didn't know that until this very second.
We're professionals.
Yeah, we are.
You're almost as good at this as you're going to be at being a dad.
I know, it's going to be awesome. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Yep,
goodbye.
See you. Bye.
I'm just saying one Hellboy shower scene would be fucking amazing, wouldn't it? If it was just like clean.
Oh, we're back to that.
Just clean, and then all of a sudden he just comes out and there's just a big red cock, like just down to his knee, and then they never address it, and then it moves on and it's just clean as a whistle.
The rest of the movie is
him
and David Hyde Pierce just sitting around a fire talking
just
to each other about
brandy
baseball.
Out of snifters. That'd be amazing. Oh, jeez.
This is going to be the cold close of the show.
Oh, I hope so.
I'm going to put that at the end.
All right, great. Wonderful.